Alrighty, it's a new year, which means the state of my sewing and shoemaking supplies is not okay. Everything needs reorganizing. I've got a couple of boxes of things. What's in those boxes doesn't necessarily make sense. There's a mix of shoemaking and sewing, and there's not a lot of space in the room that I work in and actually do my sewing and shoemaking in. I popped into a stationery shop, so into Officeworks. I picked up mini dividers, slightly bigger dividers, and then 50 and 60 litre tubs, and then one huge heavy duty tub as well. My plan today is to take everything out, spread it all out in the lounge room, and see what I've actually got and how I should sort it. So by the end of today, I should have a much neater space to work in. If you're like me, you can't work that well in a messy space, and I'll be totally honest with you, it's gotten to that point with my sewing and shoemaking stuff. It's 2024, I need to make everything nice and neat and reorganized. Also, I've got some things coming up this year that will mean I need to be super organized. I'll talk about those in different videos. So yeah, today is the start of that journey. If you want to see how I go reorganizing and how I end up separating all of my sewing and shoemaking supplies, then stick around. All right, so I actually do have my sewing stuff sort of everywhere in this space. Some of my finished projects here, loads of my accessories, all of my shoe lasts and glues and zippers and everything. I've got all of my tripods and my little ring light, and then I've got a huge box of overflowing material and my paper patterns in there. All right, so what I'm gonna do is bring everything into the lounge room so I can take stock of what I've got. I bought some more tubs yesterday, so popped into Officeworks and I spent, I think it was $87, and then got myself a new pencil case, which is actually a little, what is it, a little toiletries going away bag, but I like that it's canvas and it's got a square bottom, so it will sit and not fall over. So I thought I'd grab that one just from Target. All right, so I bought this little mini divider tray. What else did I get? I got a bigger one, so I think this is where I'll do kind of my zippers and see what else I put in there. I've got plenty of just sort of random little bits. And then I bought this really cool little box here where there's a tray on top, because obviously I've got like leather hole punches as well, which are kind of chunky and won't fit in a small divided area, and it lifts out. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna grab my stuff and see how I go. I think I got two 50 litre tubs, a 60 litre tub, and then this huge one. I have no idea what that is, if it's how many liters, but it was $32, so it wasn't cheap, but it does feel a bit more heavy duty, so that's why I bought it. Let's get organizing. Next is my little compartments. Damn, I need scissors again. Good thing I've got my new pencil case. Alright. Hoping these will be good. I wasn't sure how many I'd actually need. So fingers crossed there's enough and that they're either big enough or have tiny enough compartments. Cute! That is so cute. I'm just gonna quickly go and run all of this stuff to the bin because there's actually quite a lot of it. Normally I would like to keep all my little scraps and everything, but I just don't have the space for it. So I'm happy to make some sacrifices and these are it. This is how everything is looking. So I'm going to put some labels on the boxes, close them up, and then pop these little ones into this big gray one, along with my wooden board that I use if I need to do cutting or if I'm using my heat gun, and then I'll see how much space I have left in that. Shoemaking bits, my creative bits. So we've got completed pieces / work, shoemaking supplies. We've got a big box of material. Now, it was really good to have a look at what I actually have so I don't buy more material. We've got patterns, and then we've got sewing bits and pieces.